people and dates. And the first people that I think are important, and the date is July 6, 1960. And the people are somebody all of you knew, Pop, Hank, and Nana Ella. So on July 6th, they took me aside and said, boy, it's over, get a job. I was going to the dentist. I had to hitchhike. A guy who's my neighbor stopped and picked me up, and his name was Elmore Slayball, who happened to be the superintendent of schools in Ann Arbor Township. He asked me what I was going to do. Instead of me telling him my plan was to go to New York, like Hollywood, and get a role on Broadway, I told him I was going to go to graduate school, but I had changed my mind and now was going to teach. When I got home from the dentist, I had 3 appointments already for job interviews. And the first one I went to was in Clayton. So we have to toast Elmore Slayball. The next person was a group of people, the Board of Trustees at Rider College, who decided when they made the calendar that year, they were going to have Columbus Day off. And Susie here decided to come home that weekend. So now we toast the board. And she came to the football game on a Friday night and looked down to the sideline and said, oh my goodness, who is that very thin, cute guy? Somebody said, blah, blah, blah. She went home that night to her best...
I did say that.
Yes, of course. To her best girlfriend's house, Sandra Silver. We don't toast her yet. But they talked about who it was, and one of the best players we had, of which there were not many, had borrowed a hat from me. And he said, it was Tony Silver. And he said, oh, I borrowed a hat from him. And Susan said, oh, give it to me. I'll take it to him. So we chose Tony Silver. And that night, when I had nothing to do, the knock came to the door. I went down and opened the door, and it was Susie. And I've read this about men often, Holly, remember them. Men know. And I knew immediately when I looked at her, this was the one. So now we chose Susie. And as a result of that, a few months later, Sandra Silver and her boyfriend, Pete Wetzel, who had been in our plans for a while, knew from this college a minister in Northeast Maryland. So the 4 of us drove down there, and the Reverend was more than happy to marry us. So I don't remember his name, but we chose the minister. And the end result of that was 4 of the best kids you could ever ask for. Those 3 have been put out for adoption. And the 12 grandkids and 3.5 great grandkids. If that isn't worth 62 years, nothing is. That's all I know.